Guys, it's that time of the year again. You know what time I'm talking about. You already had your summer break. It is that time for school. Today, we have another episode of Cringe or Not, School Crash Out Edition. So, you know, a lot of things happen in school. I mean, me and myself, I'm about a year removed from school already. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay, enough. But I still like to look back and dabble on what that school life was and why I don't miss it. So today we'll be looking at a few clips that I've gathered online and that I think are really a hard but entertaining watch. Before we get into this video, guys, make sure you guys like the video if you guys enjoy it. And if enough of you subscribe, I might be able to flex on everybody, including my grandmother. Okay, guys, let's get into it. This is another level of unmatched rage. I'm talking about it takes a lot for a person to get at this point. Color him green, that man is the Incredible Hulk. I would have been absolutely terrified. As I grow older, I start to side with the teacher figures. You know what I mean? Because I start to notice, you know, I used to work in the school setting and I know how taxing it can be working with children. But there's always a way to do something. But there had to be some reason why he was fed up like this. But man, I felt that in my soul. There's a reason why he's bald as well. You know, all that stress, it's just not good for me. I promise you, take him out of the school system, he will grow a full head of hair just like me. Honestly, this run is justified because you guys don't understand how secretly amazing school food was. You know, you had to grab the milk, so you were eating a hamburger with milk, but that is out of the question. The hamburger, when you had nothing else to eat, was always there for you. You know what I mean? It never switched sides. And that is what I value. As a former student, I valued how close the hamburger held me in times of desperation. Those very cold fries, you know, they always got me through. The French toast in the morning, let me tell you something about that French toast. I know it was whole grain, but it doesn't matter because it held me. It got me through. So this run right here is justified because if you do not run like this, you're gonna have to be waiting in line for half your lunch and you don't even get to enjoy going outside. You don't get to enjoy, you know, just relaxing in the cafeteria and really taking a load off. So I respect this run. Now me, I was never one of these guys, but I did used to walk with a sense of urgency. I mean, of course, you see how big I am now. Now this is just like a sad case of karma. You know, he kind of deserved it. He could have just took the victory, but no. And this is something I'm gonna preach all the time. Always flex on your haters. Flex on your day ones. When you make it out of the hood, you know, just look back at them and laugh. No guys, I'm kidding. Don't take my advice. It will lead you in a world of pain. I bet you he'll never flex on anybody again after this. And you know, you gotta keep your head up after something like this.
Pomegranates! No, not pomegranates! None! I don't want them anywhere near here.
Honestly, you have to respect this. I don't think I've ever had a pomegranate in my whole entire life, but they do look absolutely very scary, so I do not blame her for her reaction. Now, I wonder what the context is of this situation, because why is she yelling about pomegranates? I don't know. Maybe, let's make up a scenario. Maybe she was traumatized as a child. Maybe she's allergic to pomegranates, and the class thinks it's funny to bring, you know what I mean? There has to be some other type of layer for somebody to get to this point of hating pomegranates with such disgust and such remorse. You know, I really love, and I wish I really had the room to hate that much like she hates pomegranates, because if I had that, man, life would just be so much more enjoyable. Now, in the classroom, you always had people like this who swore they were animals, and I'm not gonna say I used to be one of them, but there was a certain point in my life where I swore I was a lion. I'm talking about my roar was on a whole nother level. Roar! You know, I'm just really like locked in like that. But to do this in public, you know, this is the kind of stuff you look back at and you're like, dang, like, and they caught it on camera, man. Like, I swear, outside of the roaring at people, you know, these people be like the coolest people of all time. You guys really got to give them a chance because it's really an interesting thing. You know, I respect the roar off. You know, they could be so much worse. They could be screaming, yelling at each other, throwing things at each other, but instead they're using their inner animal and really expressing themselves. So is this really like cringe? You know what I mean? Is this really cringe, or is this just people expressing themselves? No, it's definitely cringe.
Magic. You know stuff's about to go down when she throws her jacket and purse haphazardly on the ground.
You are a peasant.
I like how the guy before this really like he really piped everything up. He was like, you know, things are gonna go down when she throws down her bag and stuff. And I expected her to do something like really insane. But if this is gonna be her reaction after this, like I was really underwhelmed. I mean, I did feel like a peasant after that. Felt like I felt the breath through the screen kind of hit me in the face, like a little sense of heat, you know, came through. But you know, honestly, I respect it. This is a 10 out of 10 insult. And if I was called a peasant, I would be like really upset. 10 out of 10 rage bait.
Okay.
So it'll be remember this.
Isaac, shut the hell up! Damn!
That damn, I swear, came from the middle of his soul. I'm talking about it came from through the ground, from the core of the earth. It came through his feet and traveled up through his vocal cords. That damn was the most damn I've ever heard in my whole entire life. That is actually really funny. I know a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of scenarios where I wish I can apply this little saying to like damn, you know what I mean? Like, and say it with that much sincerity. Honestly, you got to respect the teacher for saying this, because I promise you, he probably never did it again, you know, because he knew how serious his teacher was in this moment. So you know, you got to respect that. This is an all-time classic video. Sometimes when, you know, the kids are acting up, you know, you really just get frustrated. It gets to a point, and this is necessary. This is super necessary.
Oh, you're bending down. Are you sure you aren't going to break a hip?
No, my hips are actually in better shape than your hips.
You want to tell me why that is?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I exercise and you don't.
Dang. Dang. You know, the student lost after the whole class got behind the teacher. You know, I feel like that is like the overwhelming momentum that you need to win an argument. You can say the most ridiculous thing ever in the world, but if the whole crowd is behind you, you win 99% of the time. This wasn't a right situation. Sometimes in life, it just be like that. The student who lost, you just gotta like pick yourself up by the bootstrap, take that L, and then now you know you have something else in your back pocket. Use it as motivation. I don't know, bring something to. But if I were the other students, after getting roasted like that, I would not be coming to school the next day. I mean, I wonder what the conversation is like after clips like this go viral. You know, the teachers immediately lose their job. Is it a conversation with the parents? I genuinely want to know what that is. So if anybody has been in that video, that specific one, I don't want to hear anybody else. Anybody else has been in that video, please comment down below what that experience was like in the days following after. I feel like that's like the dark day, you know what I mean? So if any of you guys were in the dark day, that specific room when that happened, I don't know how many years ago, what are the odds of that, but comment down below.
Nothing beats a Chick 2 holiday. Right now.
When you're in high school, when you're in, you know, school, those school ages, you know, you just do stupid things, and you know, you just gotta live with the stupid consequences, you know, and this is one of them. I mean, I gotta respect the impeccable form on the jump, you know, that is something that I can't deny, but you know, you didn't have to jump down all the stairs, you know, and you know, maybe I feel like an unk, maybe Gramps looking back like, son, why are you doing this? I really feel like you could have just walked down the stairs, but in the moment, I promise you, this is a core memory, you know what I mean? So guys, if you guys see a set of stairs, make sure you guys jump down. Guys, I'm just playing. Please don't jump downstairs, please. Or if you do it, don't take it on my account, you know, or make sure it's like one stair. Maybe you can jump down one stair. I condone that, but 2 or more, please do not do it. Yeah, after something like this, yeah, and no, nobody else could leave that room. I felt like the form was down packed. I thought something great was gonna happen, but I just got disappointed at the end. You know what I mean? So I think you just gotta go home, you know, regroup, maybe transfer schools or 2, because that was like a really hard watch. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I had a lot of fun watching this. I feel like a lot of things in the school system are cringe as a whole. There's a period where everybody's cringe, everything's cringe. You look back at something for a little bit, you know, even my last videos I think are very cringe, but that is okay. That is okay, because we're all cringe at a point, and that's what makes us human. Wow, look at Aaron spitting with the advice, man. You're so inspirational, Aaron. Wow, thank you, Aaron. I probably looked the whole entire opposite way for that little bit, but that's okay. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.